Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on with our discussion of how best to use Google Drives in the Google Docs suite. What I would suggest is that we make a form, and forms are really one of the useful tools in Google Docs. But if it were only for forms, it wouldn't be that useful in and of itself. But the fact that the forms are tied to the Google Sheets and that you can take those results and then dump them into any of the other Google products is really what makes this a powerful tool. So to open one, I can simply go to New and go down to Google Forms and open a new form. Now, once I've opened the new form, we can title this form. We'll call it test form. And then we can begin working on questions. And I can say, what interests you in Google? Okay. Now I can have a number of formats for these questions. I could even say, well, answer in a certain way and give a help text. In this case, I have multiple choice, but there's so much to love in Google that why don't we use check boxes? And now we can put different options in for our forms. And we can add this. Now, once you have your Google form completed, it's easy enough to send this form. We can publish this form and make it public so that anyone that enters a website can click on the form and begin accessing and giving data. And we can begin that collection. We can allow users to or responders to edit their responses after submitting. They go back and say, oh, well, actually, if I think about it a little bit more, I can do this. So you can give different permissions. And we want to show the link to submit another response, and that's fine. Now, in most cases, I disconnect that because I really only want one response per person. This isn't American Idol. So we can send the form. We can share this form via a link. And one of the easiest things in a form I really like is if you click the short URL, it shortens that website address so that even if someone doesn't have it digitally, it becomes easier for them to type it in if necessary to a browser. So that's nice. You can even email it to specific people that you may wish to send it to. So with that, you can send it. You can even send it with the help text, or you can embed it within your HTML in within another document or application. But again, as nice as forms are, they're not really what's super nice about Google Forms. What's super nice is when I go to Drive, I have test form that I created, and it will already begin creating an open spreadsheet that all of the responses will be put in. And those responses are what I can use to really dig into my data. Now, by digging into the data, let's take a look at something I've already done. I put together for a presentation that I'm going to be doing, and one that I have done in the past, a technology access and assets survey. And it really deals with students in one-to-one, how teachers in my particular district are using it, and the various software ideas that they have. So I sent this out over the school email. It can be done, again, shared in many ways. But the best part is when it's done, it dumps it in. Now, it dumps it in initially into Google Sheets. But because I am a little bit more experienced in Excel, I was able to take that information that it dumped in Google Sheets and put it over in Microsoft Excel. I did what I felt comfortable doing in a quick fashion because I'm more used to it in Microsoft Excel. And then I saved it back to my Google Drive. Now, this happens to be an Excel compatible mode. So if I'd really like to put all the Google Sheets opportunities to use, I go to File, click on the compatibility mode. It says, hey, would you like to save this as a Google Sheet? Well, yes, absolutely. Let's save it as a Google Sheet so that I have full Google Sheet functionality. So as this opens up, you can see that it becomes a Google native document that'll open with all of the capabilities of a Google Sheet. And here we go. Now you'll notice all of the things that I had done to it in Excel still remain. And all of the subsheets that I created also still remain. So what I did was I took my raw data and I split it up, and then I made some pivot tables out of it. And once I have these pivot tables, these are nice because then it becomes very easy to create the graphics. And to create the graphics is a simple process of simply select all of the information you wish to put in tabular form and go up here to the Insert Chart, and you can create, using one of their presets, any number of charts. Now, of course, you can also change these and customize their rows, their columns, size, colors, the reporting style, all of it. But in this case, it becomes very easy to use, and it inserts a new chart that I can use. Now, again, what's really useful is not so much the sheet itself. It's not so much the form itself. It's the fact that I can now take this and I can go put it in my Google Slides. I can go put it in any of the other things that I wish to use. I can even take it outside the Google Suite of Documents and put it on my Canvas page. So with all of these things available to you, it's really the synergy between all of the components that make it a very useful tool.